Okay.
Oh, sorry, we had a camera fault there, so go ahead.
Right, so what we're going to do, as I said, we're here. We need to make sure that it's safe to do a manoeuvre in this road here.
Yep.
So the one up ahead. So what we're going to do, as we're pulling past this road, we're going to look into the road, the new road, well ahead, just to make sure there's not any cars or anyone like kids playing in the road, which might prevent us from doing that. We'll then need to pop a signal on, if it's safe for us to do so. If there's anyone around, if there's any cars coming down the road, just to let them know that we're going to be pulling over onto the other side of the road. We're then going to be pulling up approximately a drain's width away. Yeah. Now, as we then need to kind of use this reference point here, which is a straight line reversing point. As we're reversing backwards, you're going to be using the POM routine. So you're going to prepare yourself, you're going to do all around observations, and then you're going to be looking over your left hand shoulder and then your right hand shoulder, making sure that there's no cars coming into the road that are coming into the road in the path of us, and there's no one coming up the other side of the road. If there are, we will stop, let them pass. So as we're going back, we're reversing back to kind of where the corner of this curb is. We'll then pick up the curb in the new road, and the best way to do that is you'll pick that up in the bottom corner of your passenger window there in the back. Yep, can you see that there? So that, yep. So once we get to that point and that curb of the new road of the straight line cuts into the back of that window, that's when you'll then begin to turn. Yep. So as we're going to be going round to the right, you are then going to be turning one full turn to the right.
All the way around to the right.
One full turn to the right. Yep. So we might be oversteering and we'll end up hitting the curb. So we need to do
all the way around to the right, as far as it can go.
One full steer to the right. So you think that the clock here would be doing 12 till 12.
All right.
One full steer. Yep. Now as we do this, the car's obviously then going to start coming out, and it could then end up going over the this side of the road as well.
Right.
Yeah. So what we need to then do is take good all-round observations again, because there might be cars coming down this way, there might be cars coming down this route that we're coming here, and there could be children around, pedestrians around, there could actually be motorcyclists around also.
Right.
Yeah.
Do I need these observations after I turn the wheel, or before?
You need to take good all-round observations at all times anyway, but you will also need to bear in mind and probably do a few more as the car is starting to move out. If the cars are moving, if there's anyone on the road, we need to stop. You know, because obviously it's their right of way if they're coming this way. So then as we begin to steer, we'll then pick up our straight line reversing point again in the new road. At this point we'll then begin to take off the steers. So in this manoeuvre here, as we're turning around, getting into this point here, so I'd say probably 2 car lengths into the procedure of going around the corner, we'll then begin to take the steer off. So it will be one full steer to the left. Yeah. Once we've then got our cars in the correct position.
So do I take the steer off when I've got my straight line reversing point?
No, you'll pick it up. You'll start to do that just as we're probably halfway through going to turn into the right. We'll keep that for probably about a car length, and then we'll start taking the steer off.
So don't worry about the straight line reversing point then.
Once we get into the new road, that's when you'll need to pick it up again, because that's the way that we're going to be going. So you need to make
Is that when I take the steer off?
When you begin to take the steer off, yeah, you need to make sure that you then find that straight line reversing point, because we're then going to be making sure that we're going in this direction.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make this so I don't make a mess of it. Yeah, so when I'm in the new road,
Yep.
I've got my straight line reversing point.
Yep.
I then take the steer off. Yeah?
Yes, you would, yes. Sorry, that's my fault. Confusion. Sorry.
That's right.
We do make mistakes sometimes. So just hands up. Right, so once we get to this point here, yeah, you'll pick up your straight line reversing point, which you've done already. You'll then drive in reverse, looking that direction for approximately 3 or 4 car lengths until we're kind of a bit further into the road. We don't want to be stopping too close to the entrance, because again there could be cars coming into this road and we don't want to block them. Yeah. So yeah, once we do that, whilst you're doing this procedure, your feet need to be kept in the lock position. We also need to make sure as well whether we're going to be on a gradient. Now up there it looks like there's a possibility that there's going to be gravity there. It's on a slight slant, so we might not be using as much clutch control. We'll probably be using a lot of the brake as well, just to make sure that we need to keep the speed down as low as we can whilst we're doing that.
Yeah.
So yeah, once we've done all that, then we'll just make sure that we're in a suitable location to park, and put the car into neutral, and then that's it. How does that sound?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Any questions?
No.
No? Okay, so would you like to go ahead and try this?
Yeah.
So as we're coming up to this road here, Tony, what I want you to do is look well into the road just to see if there's if it's safe for us to actually do the manoeuvre here.
I think it is,
yeah. Right, that's great. So do we need to consider popping a signal on? Is there anyone around us? No. Okay, so if you just now I want you to make sure you're put the drain's width away from the curb. That's lovely. Okay, just stop there. Lovely. That's fantastic. Right.
I don't need to worry about blocking the drive, do I?
No, we're okay for a minute for this episode process because we're actually going to be moving. Right, so the first thing that we're going to be doing, Tony, is we're going to be doing the prepare.
Oh, right.
Yeah, do you remember what's in the prepare?
Oh, yeah, in reverse.
Right, now it looks like there, Tony, that you're actually in first gear there. Now, it's important not to be in first gear because if we're going to be going that way, if we're intending on going this way, when we take off the handbrake, you're going to be going in this direction. So if you're looking that way, but the car's going that way, consequences are if this car coming down the road now, we could end up hitting them.
Oh, that's correct. Yeah.
So
the steer stick feels a little bit different than Fred's.
it is, yeah. That's lovely. Now that's reverse, and it'll also do a little bleep for you. Okay. Yeah. Now the next thing you need to do is you need to find the gas pedal. Yeah. Right, now just ease up on the gas. It's a £1 coin, Tony. And again, keep your feet there. Now it's important that you don't have the gas too high because again, if we're reversing and going in that direction and you've got the gas too high, we're going to be shooting off in that direction. And again, if there's any cars coming down the road or any pedestrians, there's a chance we could hit them.
All right.
Okay. Now that's it. Yeah. Now if you just keep put the clutch down till it's a £1 coin, Tony.
All right.
And again, keep it there. Now it's important again that you don't put the clutch too high because again, when you release this and the clutch is too high, the handbrake's going to be fighting against the clutch and you could burn the clutch out. You could wear it out. Yeah.
I would have the handbrake on, would I?
No, but it will be fighting against the.
If the clutch is too high, what happens?
The clutch is too high.
Yeah.
The clutch is too high. Again, the car's going to go shooting off in that direction.
Oh right, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why it's going to go shooting off in that direction.
Yeah.
And that's one thing we don't want happening.
Oh right.
Okay, so the next thing we need to do.
Yeah.
Is you need to do the observe routine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. All clear.
Right, now you need to check your blind spots, Tony, and make sure that there's no one actually behind you.
I can see everything in these mirrors.
You can see everything in these mirrors, but where essentially are we going to be going? What direction are we going to be going in? Right, so you need to make sure as well that you look over your blind spot, so in between the head restraint and the door pillar.
I can see everything through here.
You can, but what if there's little children coming out behind the car? They're going to be running out. You're not going to be able to see them. You can only see the top half of the car here. Yeah, right, so you need to look right over your right hand shoulder, Tony.
All right. Yeah.
Right over in between the pillar and the head restraint there. Right over your shoulder. That's it. Lovely.
Yeah.
Now it's important that you look over there again because there might be children in the road and you might not, or playing in the road. You might not be able to see them.
There's no children there.
Yeah. Now then, next.
I'm looking for children.
No, you're looking for pedestrians. You could be looking for cyclists that are coming out the road. There could be cars coming out of driveways. You never know.
Right. Yeah.
So you need to.
Yeah.
Make sure you look over your shoulders, and again you need to look over your left hand shoulder as well because that's the direction we're going to be going, so you can't be reversing this way and looking in these mirrors. That doesn't cover everything.
So I don't need to worry about it.
You need to worry about all of these, any driveways, any driveways here, any pedestrians coming down this pavement here, any cars coming down this road here, any pedestrians that you can see on this side of the road, any in this road here. So you need to look right over your left shoulder, right down the back of the window here, the back window. It's important that you look down there because there could be cars coming up from this side of the road that might be trying to pull into the junction that we're turning into.
Cars are easy to see. I can spot them. No problem.
What about the cyclists? What if there's cyclists? What about motorcyclists?
I can hear them.
You can hear them.
Yeah.
You need to make sure that you look right over because if you're looking at me or looking through here, and you're not looking the direction you're going, If there's a car coming out of this junction like there is right now, you're not going to see him.
I can see cars, yeah, I saw him.
What about if there's little children?
Oh, yeah.
What about little Johnny?
Oh, they're hard to see, aren't they? Yeah.
They are hard to see, so you have to look right over.
Oh, right, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Any pedestrians, any cars,
No.
any motorcyclists?
No.
Lovely, okay, so the next thing you need to do is the move.
Yeah.
So what I need you to do, you need to look right over your shoulder.
Yeah,
Right, you need to release the handbrake
Alright.
then. Now, it's important that you release the handbrake all the way down,
It
Tony.
is down.
Now, it's not down because you can see that there's a parking brake sign that's come up on your dashboard. The car's not moving anywhere either. So again, if you're doing that, you are going to burn the clutch out.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so you need to make sure that it's released all the way down. Now, as we're going to be going down a hill, it looks like we're going down a hill, as we move, you're going to need to make sure that your foot covers the brake slightly. Pushes it thickness of a pound coin, okay. So release your handbrake, turn all the way down.
Oh, the light's gone out now.
It has, yes.
Yeah.
So now you need to do observations all again.
Again?
So, yeah, all again. So look right
This
over.
really hurts your neck.
It does hurt your neck, but it's the what would you rather? Would you rather hurt your neck for 2 minutes, or would you rather actually kill someone or hit something?
Yeah.
Yeah. So look right over your shoulder again in your blind spot. Any cars, any pedestrians, any cyclists?
No.
Any cars coming out of these driveways here?
No.
Any pedestrians coming down the road here?
No.
Any cars coming down this road?
No.
Any cyclists? Any motorcyclists?
No.
Now this side of the road here. Any pedestrians? Any cars coming out of any driveways? Any cars around the back of you?
No.
You're gonna look for me?
Oh, I thought you were looking, sorry.
No, you keep looking all around you.
Yeah.
Any cars, any pedestrians here? Over your left shoulder? Right back there?
No.
No. So what I want you to do then is just ease your foot off the brake. Thickness of a pound coin. Thickness of a pound coin. Put that clutch down. Thickness of a pound coin, Tony. Keep thickness of a pound coin. Right, hold your feet there for a second. Put your foot on the clutch. Thickness of a pound coin. Hold your foot there on the clutch.
Rumbling a bit, isn't it?
It is rumbling a bit. Now you don't want to be you don't want the clutch to be too high again, because you'll end up.
So I use the clutch and the brake together?
No, you keep the clutch where it is. Keep your foot where it is. Look there.
What do you mean where it is?
Keep your foot still. Keep your foot
Yeah,
still.
but then I'm using the clutch and the brake together, am I?
You are using the clutch, but you need to put your clutch all the way down.
Oh, how am I going to
down.
move then?
Gravity's going to take over.
Oh, gravity, okay.
Yeah. So
Right.
if you just make sure do all the observations again.
Again?
Yeah, right over your right shoulder again.
Mhm.
Any cars, any pedestrians,
No.
any cyclists?
No.
Again, any cars, any pedestrians, any cyclists?
Pedestrian,
Yeah, there is. We'll keep an eye on her.
Yeah.
Any cars, any cyclists on the left here?
No.
Any children, any cars,
No.
any cyclists? And over your left shoulder here.
Oh, no. No.
Okay, so what you need to do now, just release your foot off the gas gently. Thickness of a pound coin.
I'm not on the gas.
Oh, sorry, off the off the brake.
All the way?
Nope, thickness of a pound coin.
Oh, right, yeah.
Just slowly. Right, keep an eye on. That's it. Keep on speed there, and again, keep going. That's lovely. Doing really well. Keep going. Now, I want you to look over your right hand shoulder again.
Oh, right,
so you
yeah.
have to take over. You have to do all effective observations, because there could be cars coming out of this road here. And
You said
again, over
something
to your
about
left.
me stopping at a reference point or something. didn't you?
Yeah, I want you to pick up that reference point, Tony. When the straight line gets in, when you pick that straight line reference,
Do I have to stop him?
you have to stop for him. Yeah, keep your feet still. That's right. Now again, any observations? We need to do observations again. So, yeah.
No, do you
Right, and again over your right shoulder. Okay, so if you.
Oh, my reference point's there now.
Yep, you got it. So what I want
Yeah.
you to do now is you need to do one full steer to you. So no, it's important, right? It's important that you don't dry steer, Tony.
All right.
Now, when we mean dry steer, that means steering whilst the wheels aren't moving. Because what you'll do is you'll end up wearing out the steering column.
All right.
Yeah. So when the wheels start to move, so when you start going backwards, that's when you then release it.
All right.
You do one full steer to you.
All right.
No, you're actually going the wrong way. So keep that.
That's me, yeah.
So keep looking over your right shoulder.
All right.
And yeah, now the car's going to start to swing out into this new road, into the road here. So what you need to do, keep going, looking right over your shoulder. Now look over your left shoulder, Tony.
All
Again,
right.
is there any cars, any coming up the road, any pedestrians
No,
anywhere?
can't see anybody.
Okay, and again right over to your right, look over your right shoulder. Yeah. Now keep going, that's lovely.
Why am I going to keep looking over both shoulders?
Because you need to make sure that you're not going to be hitting any cars that are coming from this direction, or if there's any, you need to make sure that there's any pedestrians coming in this direction, that we're not going to be preventing them from crossing the road or anything like that. And you also need to make sure that there's no cars that you're going to be potentially hitting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So over, right. No, keep going.
Yeah.
Now once you've got that straight line reversing point, Tony. That's when you can begin to take off the steers.
Oh, got it now.
Yeah, so now I want you to do one full steer to me. Lovely. Now keep looking over your back shoulder, look over your left hand shoulder, sorry, Tony.
Oh.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going, all the way back.
Just the left shoulder.
And your right shoulder.
Oh, right shoulder.
Oh, God. And over your left shoulder again. Right over your left shoulder. Now again, just keep an eye on that. Any pedestrians.
I'm getting a bit close to the curb.
Right, okay, what you need to do, if you're going to get close to the curb...
can I go all the way around again to start?
No, don't worry. What you need to do, you just need to straighten up here. So just pull forward slightly, straighten up, and then just come back on yourself again.
I'm a bit of a perfectionist. I'm not going to start it all again.
No, that was absolutely fine what you did there. That's absolutely fine. It's best. There's no need to. That was absolutely perfect. You just need to straighten up and you just need to come back.
Yeah, the examiner on my test would want me to do it all right, wouldn't
No, no, they wouldn't. No, wouldn't necessarily want you to do it again. Trust me, it's absolutely fine. Just straighten up the car, and it saves you having to do what you've already done.
All right.
Yeah. So just make sure there's no cars, any pedestrians coming out. Yeah.
What do you want me to do?
I want you to just pull forward, straighten up as you would. So go
What
straight.
do you mean straight? I'm straight.
Just drive forward for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do 5 minutes to me,
All right.
and then 10 minutes to you. And straighten up. Lovely.
I'm
Now.
straight now, yeah.
You are, yeah. Now just pop into reverse again. Just make sure you're looking in this direction, taking all good observations over your blind
What
spot
direction?
again. You're going backwards, we're going to be reversing. So as we're not part of the gravity process anymore, you're then going to need to use that clutch control that we talked about.
All right.
Yeah, so hold on, wait. Make sure you're looking all over your shoulder. Again, you need to be making sure there's no children.
Just one shoulder.
No, and you need to look all around you here.
Mm.
Any cars, any pedestrians, any children. Look over your left-hand shoulder as we're going. That's lovely. Well done. Now just keep your foot over the brakes into the pan coin slightly. So we're not going too fast. Keep looking over your shoulder. And your right-hand shoulder, Tony, remember? Yeah. Keep that straight line reversing point where it is.
Why am I looking over the right shoulder as well then?
You're looking over your right-hand shoulder in case there's any children that are there. There could be any children playing on the road.
Mhm.
Yeah. And if you just stop about now, that's lovely. Pop it into, put the handbrake on, put it into neutral for me.
Well, hurt your neck, didn't
It does hurt your neck, but it's important that we do that because,
it? Yeah, that felt.
really,
That's good.
not my best one.
That's good.
You curved it, not my best one.
I didn't curve it.
Oh,
I
probably
got
did.
close to the curb, but didn't curve it.
All right then.
I got close to the curb on purpose. I took the steering off slowly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know when before I start the manoeuvre,
Yeah.
try and get me to pick a safety bubble around the car.
All right.
You know, pick a lamppost ahead of me or something,
Yeah.
and maybe a lamppost behind me or something.
Yeah.
And if anybody comes within those safety zones, and the same into this road here, then I wait.
Right.
Yeah, because this is something that crops up on part 2 quite a lot. With PDIs taking part 2s, they see a car right down the road and they bring the whole car to a stop.
Mhm.
And examiners don't really like it really because it's not showing very good judgment, is it?
No.
You know, because they're not actually interfering with the car. Yeah.
Mhm.
And I've even seen people on the apex of a corner actually sit and wait for ages. Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, where they could have got on with the manoeuvre. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a good idea to pick up that safety bubble. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Just one little error there was you told me on the brief and you told me on the move that as I came back to look around me after turning the wheel,
Right.
as the front of the car is going to pop out. Yeah.
Mhm.
I need to look before it pops out, don't I?
All of it. All
Yeah?
the time. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was a bit
Yeah.
fuzzy with my word in there. I knew what I wanted to say, it just didn't come out right.
Yeah, quite good. That's quite good. Yeah. It was good the way you stopped me going all the way around again.
Mhm.
And it's good the way you stopped me trying to convince you I can see everything in the mirrors.
Mhm.
Because we both know it's untrue, yeah?
Yeah.
But obviously I am going to try.
Mhm.
Same way your pupils will try. Yeah?
Mhm.
Yeah. That was good.
Alright.
And it is good with your with a real pupil that they do get a bit close to the curb. That they don't panic. because it is good to practice. Is to actually put them in a situation where they get close to the curb, because on the driving test they could. It's really good they've got the practice of knowing that they don't need to go all the way around again, yeah?
Yeah.
Because, you know, on a driving test, they don't have time really, especially at a busy time of the day, to be taking the car all the way back around the corner to do it again, yeah?
Right.
Yeah? So all they need to do is to select first gear, check all around and make sure it's clear.
Mhm.
Go forward a bit, get the car level, and then bring it back. Job done.
Yeah.
The best way of explaining it to them, if they're reversing into that driveway over there, and they know they're going to hit the gate post, well, they wouldn't go in and say to the dad, "Here, Dad, should I hit the gate post, or shall I pull forward a bit?" Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly the same.
Yeah.
Well done.
All right. Thank you.